Hi guys, it's Stem Cell. Welcome back. Today I want to break down a brand new poll that is going viral, and it shows that what Americans really think about where the country is headed. So the results, a majority of the Americans believe that we're headed in the wrong direction. That's not just uh, politics, that's a reflection of real frustration across the country. I believe a lot of this has to do with Charlie Kirk's death, and I mean, after that happened, like, who can say that our country's heading in the right direction? Besides, politics, we're headed towards extremes. um, Majority of Americans are worried about the country's decisions. Um, Only a small percentage say that they feel optimistic. Most people feel worried, frustrated, or doubtful about the future. And honestly, that's something you can feel it when you talk about everyday Americans. So, what is driving this? Right here, this is right after, the Charlie Kirk assassination. I believe that's like at a 70% for Republicans. Now it's dropped down to 49%. Feel like the the country is going in the right direction. Independents 14%, Democrats 8%. And you can see the years where Joe Biden was in. They felt like it at first, and then it just crashed. So, um, I know we've been having a lot of problems here in America, and we've got to figure our stuff out. Um, what are the top issues? The top issue is pretty clear: the economy, inflation, the deep political division, and the global conflicts that make people uneasy about where we're going in this nation. I don't know about you guys, but it is hard to afford everything, and it feels like everything's getting more expensive. And I kind of feel like, to be honest with you, that we're headed for a recession. And I think that is from President Trump and Jerome essentially fighting, where Jerome won't freaking cut the interest rate, and it's literally putting us into a recession. So hopefully he really starts cutting soon, because otherwise they're gonna put us all into a freaking recession. And I mean, if we're in a recession with pricing this high, it's gonna be impossible. Um, Looking ahead, okay. So the Trump administration and their economy plan is like a 20-year plan. So there might be a little bit of pain, but it can go nowhere better than here, pretty much. And also political violence. I believe they're really, really going to crack down on this. Um, and I think they're going to start putting some people in jail that probably should have already been there, to be honest with you. But I feel like they've been really tolerant and just kind of leaving them alone. I feel like it's also every time you do something to the Democrats, it's like a bee's nest. Like, all of them freak out, and they all start saying the same talking points like they're freaking zombies. But anyways, so the real problem is President Trump has put up tariffs, and these tariffs are adding to the cost of products. But what he's really trying to do is get people to come here and build the plants here, and he's trying to give all this business to Americans. We are the largest consumer country in the world by far. And anyways, so he's putting these tariffs there, which are causing things to go higher. But like, literally, this is a perfect time for you to start a business if you were ever thinking about doing it, it is a great time to do it. And the other part is he has a lot of investment, President Trump, but it is coming, from outside of the country. But a lot of people don't want to use it until the Jerome Reed will cut the interest rates so people can borrow cheaply, if that kind of makes sense. But I as long as Jerome Powell finally cuts the rate, I think that this will actually eventually work and it will be better in the long run. We can't just keep buying crap from China. It's killing us. Like, literally, like, you guys think of money as endless, but it is not. And all the money out of America can leave, essentially, and go to other countries. And that makes them richer, more powerful. And that's a big problem with China. We've made our, like, it's almost like we've created our best enemy for us. That's more of a challenge because it's kind of ridiculous. Anyways, I'll kind of get out of that stuff. But that's why I believe things are getting a little more expensive. There are some things that have gotten better. I've noticed some food items, obviously eggs and all that stuff. But I feel like something else could be done, and they've got to start getting some of that money in here and speeding up the economy instead of slowing it down, which will take a little while. Like I said, it might be crappy for like another year, but by the end of Trump's administration, we should be headed towards a really good direction. Now, with like Charlie Kirk, this stuff has got to stop. We need to put people in jail. I don't care. If you threaten somebody online, your ass should go to jail. Because you can't do that in person. Why should you be able to do it in line? And I think a lot of that doesn't get prosecuted because the federal government is just not really set up for it as bad as good. It's also that if people don't complain about it, it doesn't get prosecuted. And I think that these left wing crazy people, that we've kind of like let it grow too far, and we should have just cracked down on them a long time ago. Um, Anyways, so the poll does raise some big concerns. If so many people feel negative about the country's direction, what does that mean for America's future? Does it push us to change course, or does it mean gridlock? So I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Is what we're doing currently now going to help, or is it going to make things worse? Um, and I think we're headed towards a bright future. Besides, we got to do something about this extremist element in our culture. And if you don't like America, go live in Europe. If you don't like America, go somewhere else. I love my country, and it's done some bad things. I absolutely admit that, but you guys, it is the freest, best country in the world. And if you don't know that, go live somewhere else. um, I want to hear from you guys. Do you agree with this poll? Where do you think America is headed right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. And I will see you guys on the next one.